what's the name of the tractor club?
It's the Payson Strawberry Tractor Club.
Wow,
Yeah,
there you go.
I know.
Yeah.
Pine, Strawberry, Payson, Tractor Club.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder why they didn't go with Rim Country.
Well, I think it started as pine and strawberry, and then it kind of, there was a life to it all.
Yeah.
That's where they are today.
But
Yeah.
these are the guys that were.
And gals.
Oh, there's a couple gals
Yeah.
too with tractors. Yeah, but these are the people that were churning up the fields and growing stuff. I mean, 50, 60 years ago.
Yeah, it's a colorful group.
Yeah.
I know interacting with them over the years was always fun. And
Yeah.
so it's really cool. They love talking about their tractors
Yeah.
and showing them off.
Yeah, and it's a super good photo op.
Oh,
So kids look super cute on a tractor. Years ago, there's a picture of Lorian and I and my mom and a goat and a tractor where we had fake mustaches.
Yeah.
Still one of my favorite pictures ever. All sitting on a bale of hay, right? And so I don't know, it's just a really good time and opportunity to think a little about farming and community and where our food comes from and when you meet the people in the tractor club, you know, they're all been around a while. They're seasoned.
Yeah.
They're seasoned.
they're seasoned.
And one of the things I did want to talk a little about today is the state of farming and the opportunities of it. And in the hopes that people, if you're thinking about being self-sufficient and living off the land and growing food and like that is your jam, there's some opportunity to talk about. So I want to do that at some point this morning too.
Wow. Well, yeah, let's get into it because seeing it's National Farmers Market Week. And for those aspiring farmers, for people, and you know what, I guess one thing, and you'll probably talk about this, is you don't need like a ton of land. You don't need fields. You don't need to have acres and acres of property to be able to grow produce.
Yeah, you can grow a lot of food in a small space. You know, I have a mushroom farm. I think we all know that. And I mean, we grow 125 pounds of food a week in 500 square feet of grow rooms, plus a garage for storage and like moving and all the stuff.
Yeah.
It's like 600 pounds of food a month that 2 people are growing, or 500 pounds of food a month that 2 people are growing in a really small space. So that's an example of farming. And we've been really lucky. So a lot of the things that our National Farmers Market Week is a national program. It's run by the USDA. It's a declaration to appreciate and expand farmers markets nationally, and the whole food supply system and all the different pieces that come into play. So as us being the mushroom farm, we got contacted as the farmers market because there were some grants available. And so you worked with our farmers in the Camp Verde, Gaisila, Tonto Basin, yes or no?
Tonto Basin.
Yeah, to apply for and get grants that they used. You know, they were like $4,000 or $5,000 in that range to buy equipment to be able to take and grow from 1 acre of land to now we can grow 2 acres worth of food. And I don't know if you noticed, but this year at the market we've had a pretty decent food supply, especially now that we've gotten into the full swing of summer. So that's like the payoff for these programs that our National Farmers Market Week is representative of, right, all these programs. And there's a couple new ones. Yeah, so I can pause for a second if you guys want to jump in. But
New programs?
yeah, for this year, for National Farmers Market Week. So I'm just going to keep going. So the food supply is an interesting conversation in my mind. There's almost 8 billion people on the planet. And every year there's less and less land to grow food on, like statistically. People move there, it gets washed down the river in some catastrophic flood. You know,
Developers build houses.
People, I mean, like losing farmland to development's a thing, like in the valley. It's all happened down there when they go and say we're going to throw up 5,000 houses, and it's on top of land where people were growing food, but because now the price of land is so expensive, they can't afford to keep doing it. Like, so that's kind of the dynamic that we're living with. But we got to eat. So where's our food come from? You know, are we willing to eat food that's grown in a lab, like some of these new proteins that are out there? Which I'm not doing it. I'm just gonna say, I
Yeah.
like my food coming from outside or grown by a farmer, like the thing itself, not
Yeah.
some processed lab, whatever.
Yeah.
Right? But they're all components of how do we feed 8 billion people,
Mhm.
right? So it's a pretty big conversation, whittled down to a small conversation for our farmers market. So this year, for National Farmers Market Week, the USDA is rolling out 2 new programs. And one of them is like a regional food supply. And it's inspired by farmers markets. So we've been doing this for 15 years, and we've been able to prove, and there's markets that have been doing it way longer than us, but the farmers market model has proven to the USDA that there is an answer there to bringing food to people that's a viable answer, other than getting all your food from overseas. You know, I mean, I don't know how it makes sense to ship grapes from Chile and eat them. Like how that even works. I understand how it works, but it doesn't make sense when, why don't we eat grapes here, right? Like that. And
Yeah.
so the farmers market model that we've been a part of now is being expanded on by the USDA with these regional producing zones. And they've divided up the country into like 12 zones. We're like connected to California and Nevada and Arizona, and I think New Mexico is one group. And so now money's going to be put into that zone to help expand farmers markets, or like we got the grant, or we heard about the grant and got it to our farmers. There's going to be more opportunities coming for that. Because honestly, we have capacity to grow food in Arizona that's not being done for a lot of reasons, but one of them is it's like legitimate work.
Oh, yeah, a lot of work.
Yeah, I mean,
It's work and it can be expensive to start up.
and there can
so.
be prohibitive costs to starting up a farm. You know, the joke is, what's the easiest way to make $1 million in farming is you start with 10 million.
Yeah.
You know, that's an
Yeah.
old joke. Yeah, so
Yeah.
this is not a new conversation.
Yeah.
So there's money coming in to through USDA funding to help people start up, and also to help people that in the past, if you kind of needed to start up and prove you could be a farmer before you could get any funding, which I understand, like why it is that way, even though it's hard. It's like you want more people to do it, but you're not going to help anybody do it, right? But now they're going to start helping people
Yeah.
from the beginning, starting up. These programs are just now coming into place. It's part of this year's National Farmers Market Week like rollout. And then there's also a second program that's starting out. It's like a food sustainability program, which I don't know too much about yet. But ultimately, it's all about growing food where you live, in your region, making that work, because you can make a living and live an amazing life as a farmer on a couple acres of land in Arizona. I'm convinced of that. It's, you know, it's just like anything else. It's work, you're gonna do it, you're gonna raise your family, you're gonna raise your kids, you're gonna all be farmers. But the work is awesome, right? I'm not saying it's easy, but it's a great way to, in my opinion, to spend your life, like being that guy or that girl that does that. And so there's more coming down the pipe for that. We're super excited. So it supports us, right? So, you know, we have 75 people that are vendors at our market. Each one of those people is an individual business, and they have business licenses, and they're inspected, and they're all legitimate. These are people who are doing it the right way for the good reasons, right? And we want to support them. So, you know, on any given day, we have, what, 55?
Yeah, we've got a roster of 75, but on site each week is it runs between 50, 55.
Yeah, and each one of those person is a business. So you're a business owner, we're business owners. Gordon's here, he's a business owner, right? And so we know that, like, at the end of the day, it takes people, us and people like us, willing to do the work, put it on the line, do the things we love to do, and in this case, at a farmer's market, bring them directly to the people that are going to be the consumers of it. And I think we've done a good job in our community. Payson has done a great job. You know, we have a bunch of people here, but then we also have people like the tamale store that are professional food suppliers all over Arizona, right? So the tamale store, Eddie comes here with the tamale
Yeah, it's
store.
a family-owned store.
But his sister goes to Prescott, and then, you know, they all, because there's a lot of different farmers markets. And so those guys are out there doing all of those pieces, but without supporting them. And, what I was going to say was, Payson, they love coming to Payson.
Yes.
Because
Oh, yeah.
they know when they come to Payson, their experiences of being appreciated that's profitable because people come, they want, like those tamales are amazing. Eddie sells a bunch of them. So it works, like, you know, to have a business, you need to have something that somebody wants that they're willing to pay for, that you can make a profit at, so then you can have a viable business, right? And so the market and our vendors, like that's the relationship between us and the people listening, the people that come as the customers. And it's working, and we're just gonna keep going forward with it. And so this weekend is about kind of celebrating that. And like what we're doing now, creating some awareness about what's going on, and maybe somebody hears it and they're like, you know what, I would love to, you know, have some fruit trees and plant some crops and to, you know, whatever.
Oh yeah, and I think it's interesting. You're seeing everything happens in cycles. But I know both my grandparents had farms. They each had 3 children. None of them became farmers. The farmers, one went away, or of the farms, one went away. The other one, the Farm Protection Act. So other local farmers are using the fields and farming the fields. But now you're seeing, I think, with this younger generation, the push in the 80s, 90s, technology, tech jobs, tech, internet, all of this. And now you're seeing more young people maybe that don't want to be involved in tech. They want to get back to basics, get back to simple things, a simpler life, not having all the electronics, having all of the technology. And farming is a great way to do that because you are working in the earth and the ground, and you don't have all the granted, farming has technology has worked its way into farming as well.
There's lots of great opportunities there as well.
But it's planting, it's growing, it's these basic.
It's working outside. It's like having your kids. Like they're, a mom has a kid and she's doing whatever, and she's got her kid out there in a basket, and they're together living like that version. So sometimes I'll apologize to Lorian for turning her into the wife of a mushroom farmer. We'll be like at a farmer's market, and she'll say all of these things that she's learned about mushrooms, and I'm like, oh baby, I'm so sorry I turned you into mushroom farmer's wife, because I know you really wanted to be an architect's wife. And so one day.
That's what he told me right before we got married.
You're gonna be an architect, baby. So. One day I made that joke, and this 25-year-old woman goes, I would give anything to be a farmer's wife. Like, I want that life. Right? And because it's very straightforward. It's simple. You do your stuff. You grow your food. You bring it to someone, and you sell it. It's a very straightforward, easy to understand passion. You can have a lot of passion about it. You can get a lot of fulfillment from it.
Yeah, and simple, but not easy, like you said. There's a lot of hard work involved, and even depending on the extent you want to go, if you have the ability to do farmers markets and you can do farm stands and find places to sell it, then maybe you don't have to do as much marketing, and if you don't want to grow it. But even when you find yourself with the Arizona Mushroom Company, all the videos you're doing, the marketing, the paying someone to do advertising campaigns, marketing campaigns, branding, getting out, reaching throughout Arizona, and everything that's involved with that. There's still that technology component to it if you want that, if you want to do that.
You can combine it all, right? You can have a great farm, and there's a lady that has a farm in Florida. I watch her TikTok things every day because she has an emu. That is like really annoying, and his videos are funny, and she's got like 3 million followers, and she'll post a pic. Her emu got sick; it got avian bird flu, and like 250,000 people wrote in best wishes for an emu. I mean, his name is Emmanuel, and he's awesome. Right? But I mean, whatever floats your boat. It's a possibility. I'm just throwing it out there. It's a possibility. There's opportunity. In our community and the surrounding communities, it's lovely.
So this weekend, this Saturday, in celebration of National Farmers Market Week, if people listening, watching want more information on some of these programs, how to get started, is that available, or can they get that at the market this Saturday? Or, because I know there's an information booth, but that's mainly for, and we'll talk about some of the programs that are available to people. So where would they?
That's a really good question. I think contacting us, and the farmer's market manager, Lorian,
Yes.
and other farmer's market managers like her are a good resource in the community. So when we first started, I wanted to get a grant because mushrooms are a specialty crop. And so I'm like, I'm gonna apply for this grant, and blah, 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 and we're gonna use it to hire people and do all this stuff. The national grant process, and it's like, okay, great, if it's a competitive thing, and if you make it, and only like 1% of people actually receive the grant, you'll get it like 3 years from now.
Yeah, wow.
I'm like, I was like, I kind of needed it like by April.
Yeah.
But yeah, and but what I've learned is that a person like Lorian is part of the community, and so when things come up, it's much easier to speak with someone in your community. Like we just got a grant for training an apprentice on the Arizona Mushroom Company, and the reason we got that grant is because we heard of it, we applied for it, it's from the U of A, and then we just got an email back and said, okay, thanks for your application, and we've never heard another word. Then I'm at a farmer's market talking to a farmer. We're in Flag, and I said, hey, his name's Juan. I said, Juan, did you know about this thing? He goes, oh yeah, we got the grant. I said, do you know who to talk to? He's like, yeah, here's the email, and here's the phone number. And by the end of the week, we got their grant as well. So my point is that knowing people in your community is the fastest and best way, in my opinion, to start getting access to stuff, because we're all in it together. You're not just some nameless company that's on somebody's desk or in an email inbox that they know nothing about. And that there is stuff available at smaller scales. You don't have to necessarily try and get all of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And we're probably the best resource. There's the extension, the University of Arizona, what's it called? The agricultural extension.
Yeah.
Chris Jones.
And Chris Jones and John Hatch, those guys. They're in each county. There's one here in Payson. Like local resources, I think are totally, that's for sure the place to start, right? Because we can get things done faster and easier, and when stuff comes up, we're the ones that hear about it.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
So far, that's what's worked.
All right, and Julia Howard Hilliard, watching on our Facebook Live, she said loves this channel, just don't get to see it much. Hello. Will someone be selling jewelry this Saturday at the market?
Lorian has a list.
And Lorian has the list, and we will get you an answer. Julia, also Clifford Lane, watching in Southern Illinois. Hello, good morning, Clifford. And Julia, the answer is yes. So if you come out to the market, there will be someone selling jewelry. She's looking for turquoise rings or bracelets. I'm not sure. Do you know if it'll be turquoise, or is it, because I know you have different jewelry makers, like leather, some leather.
Well, we rotate it around, so the market has space for about 55, 58 people. And we typically have about 4 art vendors. And we rotate through everybody's from our community as well. Right, so we rotate through.
The turquoise people are not there this week.
Okay.
But you can send me a message from Facebook, and I'll tell you when they're scheduled.
Okay, there you go. So you can message the Payson Farmers Market, Lorian, and she'll let you know when the turquoise jewelry makers will be at the farmers market next.
Thanks for asking.
Also, Ty Lewis watching. Good morning, Payson, Arizona. Missing our home and the farmers market tamales. So Ty. Ty is down in the in the valley. Heidi, hope, and it looks like she's doing better, but she's been in the hospital for I think 17 days, 18 days.
Oh my gosh.
And
so you really need a tamale.
Yes, she needs a tamale, and been praying for you guys, and hopefully, and it looks like she's doing better. So very thankful for that. Good seeing you, Ty. Hope you have a great day.
If you're really jonesing, the tamale store has a physical location, because they have like 50 people that make tamales every day.
Yeah.
And they are located on Cave Creek and just south of Greenway, so like that North Phoenix area.
Yeah, the tamale.
And you can swing in. They got a restaurant. You can get a tamale.
Yeah, you can go get a tamale and bring it back down to Heidi, Ty. There you go. That's a great idea. So other vendors that will be there at the market this Saturday.
We've got all of our full-timers. I'm really excited to say we've got a new farmer from Camp Verde, or from Diamond Point, that will be starting with us, not this week, but next week.
Okay.
They have an enormous orchard, so Boyd's Farm has been doing peaches and plums, but they're starting to come to the end of
So
their
Tomato Basin
season.
has gotten
And they're
hot.
from, yeah, they're
Yeah.
from Tonto Basin, it's getting hot. And so these guys, the new people, it's called Mockingjay Farms.
Oh, wow.
And they will be starting next week, and now it's higher elevation, so they're going to have peaches and plums and
Nice.
almonds.
Oh, wow.
Fresh grown almonds and
Yeah.
Nice.
several other types of things. So we're adding another farmer. With them on board, we're covering 14 stalls with farmers.
Wow.
So
That's the
pretty
most ever,
excited
right?
about that.
Is that the most ever?
Yeah, it's the
14,
most ever.
wow. And I know last week, some of the posts that you put up, and if you don't follow the Payson Farmers Market on Facebook, you need to, because then you get a good idea of who's
Yeah.
going to be there,
Yeah.
what items will be there. And one of the items that I saw a few people, mention, figs. Figs.
Oh, for
yeah,
Bud's
the
figs.
Boyd's Farm.
Dude, I
The
love fresh
figs were
figs.
like this, for Facebook people, were
Yeah.
like that big. I mean, they were enormous.
Fresh figs are
And,
awesome too.
and moist, like, the only kind of figs I had ever had before a farmer's
Like dry.
market
Yeah,
are the
dry.
dried ones. It was
Yeah.
like, I never knew what they tasted like, fresh.
Yeah.
They're amazing.
They're great, yeah.
Wow.
They're great.
So they were popular,
Yeah.
I believe,
Yeah.
last
Yeah.
weekend. And the peaches, I know.
Yeah.
Wow, peaches and plums.
Yeah.
Who else is going to be this Saturday's
So,
market?
obviously, the tamale store, they never, ever, ever, ever miss. We've got hummus, we've got pretzels, we've got green chili smokehouse with the seasonings. They do
Mhm.
really well. People
Are
love
we
their
smoking
seasonings.
green chili starting this week?
Silly chilies.
Silly chilies starting this week with
That's right.
fresh roasted chilies
Actual
right off
chilies.
I
right
love,
off the roaster.
When we start roasting chilies, even
Mhm.
though, so it's August now,
Yeah.
but it's a fall crop.
Yeah.
Chilies are
Yeah.
a fall crop in the Southwest.
Uh-huh.
And so when we start roasting chilies, I know that we're headed towards my favorite season, which is
Fall.
Same
Yeah.
here.
And,
Oh, yeah.
and just smelling them or whatever, like, starts bringing back all those good feelings. Yeah.
Oh, I know.
Yeah. And they're delicious so far,
Arizona
yeah.
Farms cheese curds, and they have goat cheese and sheep cheese for people that are lactose intolerant.
Mhm.
So we've got fresh salsa with Bad Dog Salsa. We do have a fabulous CBD vendor for, aches and pains, arthritis, for inflammation,
Mhm.
that type of thing. Valley Keto will be with us this week. They
Okay.
usually come every other week. And that's for, people that are, gluten intolerant, have special needs, but still want to have, something sweet.
I
Mhm.
think one of our big scores this year is a full-time Alaskan fishing family.
Oh, yes.
yeah.
And, oh my gosh, the food's been great. And, a couple years ago, kind of had someone off and on.
Yeah.
But the challenge is this is fishing season,
Yeah.
right? So half the family is up fishing
Yeah.
right now.
Mhm.
And the other half
So
is,
Jim, the fisherman, started with us
Yeah.
for, he was probably there for 3 or 4 weeks, and now his wife and
Mhm.
and their 2 daughters
yeah,
are
he's
with us
up-
while Jim is back in
he's up in
Alaska
St.
fishing.
Petersburg, I think, is
Yeah.
where they fish out of.
Wow.
And it's awesome to
Yeah.
have access to some of the world's best food.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Oh, yeah.
And it's super good. And they've been doing well. They've been well supported. I mean, there's nothing like that in our community,
No.
right?
No, where you can get the fresh, and it's frozen, but it's frozen fresh. I mean, they catch
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
and freeze it right away, and then it stays frozen until.
Well, I think you've had the salmon,
Oh, yeah,
and then,
it's really
I got the
good.
prawns one day for
Yeah.
Father's Day. I got a big old bag of prawns, and they
Yeah.
were unlike any other prawn/shrimp I've ever eaten. They tasted
Yeah.
completely different.
Wow.
And then we just cooked them up with and
Butter.
put butter all in there. And then with the mushroom company, we make this hot umami seasoning, which is
Mhm.
mushroom.
Yeah.
And just put on that. And my son and I sat there and we ate 100 shrimp just sitting on the counter out of the bowl.
100.
100.
I'm allergic, so they.
Yeah, we got it all.
They got them
Oh.
all.
We just
my
couldn't stop. We didn't want to
gosh.
stop. We would have eaten more. It was awesome.
That's.
Yeah,
wow.
so it's just awesome
Yeah.
to have food that's that good. No, it was lovely.
Yeah, wow. And then again, in celebration of National Farmers Market Week, the tractor guys will be there.
Yeah.
The Pine, Strawberry, Payson tractor guys. So you get to see them and great photo opportunities. And so also,
I want to real quickly say, if that's
EBT,
okay.
Yeah, all of the
We
programs.
we accept EBT. What's great about that at the farmer's market is we do a matching. So if you swipe your card, your EBT card with $20, and that comes off of your card, you're paying for that.
Mhm.
We give you free $20 to match that, or whatever you swipe. If you swipe 50, we'll give you free coins for fresh produce. So that's the EBT side, and then the senior, we have senior and WIC coupons for Facebook people. You can actually see what the coupons look like. This has been a fabulous program.
Yes.
We have only done 10 markets, and the seniors and a few WIC families, we have given out $20,000 in coupons.
Wow.
There's a USDA matching program, so the WIC people usually only get a $30 per qualified family member. They're now getting a matching of, they're getting $80 per family member, qualified family member. And for seniors, same thing, they're getting $100 per senior, and it's a pretty good threshold. So one senior, if there's one senior in a household, the income qualifying is $2,248 a month gross or less. The people that are coming to the booth, when I ask them about what their qualifying is, they get half that. I mean, I don't know how they're living. You know, it's
Payson is a unique community. I'm sure as mayor you know this, but just the number of seniors, and,
we have a lot of seniors.
We have a lot of seniors here, so it's an amazing program to help. And if you haven't already done it, you can just come to the market and fill out and register right then.
At the information booth.
And there's also next Friday, so not in 2 days, but in 9 days, whenever Friday is. There's a senior fair at Banner Senior Center there on 87.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And we will be there if you want to come and register and get your coupons. The coupons can only be spent at the farmer's market, but if you register on that day, you can bypass standing in the sun waiting to register at the market.
And is it a case where each year you have to re-register?
Yes.
Because of income qualifications and so on?
And the
Yeah.
program kind of changes each year and stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So you can still get registered because there'll still be at that point approximately 4 farmers markets after the Friday.
This
Five,
coming one is
6.
6 to go.
6
so
to
yeah,
go,
it'll
so
be
5 to go,
5.
yeah.
5, okay.
Yeah, we go until the middle of September.
September 16th is our last day.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's still really worth it, and then you know about it,
Yeah.
and then for next year you can get signed up right at the
Yeah,
beginning of
exactly.
the farmers market and take advantage of that program
Yeah.
the entire year.
Yes,
Whole
yes.
season.
Yep.
Wow. All right. Well, yeah, I know it goes quick.
Yeah, it does.
The time, and here is the picture. So from the tractor, but with the goat and
Yeah.
with the mustache.
I love it.
So yeah, Noah.
That's Noah.
That's
yeah.
Noah.
I know, huh? With
Yeah.
a little eating ice cream.
Yeah.
And the goat trying to eat
I'm
his
sure
ice
the
cream.
goat's trying to eat the
Oh
ice
yeah,
cream.
the goat was trying to eat the ice cream.
That was a great day.
Yeah, and with the old John Deere
Yeah,
car.
That was a
Yeah.
great day.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have another one of those great days this Saturday.
There you go, Saturday.
Yeah, it's gonna be really nice.
Farmers Market is from 8 to noon, right here in the Sawmill Theater parking lot, just behind Chili's. You can't miss it. There's all the signs, plus all the vehicles, because
Yes.
the parking
Gets
lots
packed
have
full,
been
yeah.
packed.
Yeah, it's
So,
super popular.
yeah, so there's parking in the dirt.
On both sides.
On both sides, yeah, on both sides of the theater. Yeah, just be prepared for people. But it's a great thing. It's always
Community gathering place, man. That's
It
what
is.
it's really.
That was our passion, was that we would be a community gathering place.
And that's really what it has become on
Yes.
Saturdays. People coming out and people looking forward to it. Really looking forward to it starting each year, and as it gets closer, as springtime is ending, and people are like, all right,
Getting
come
amped up
on.
ready for the market.
Yeah.
Yep.
Come on Memorial Day. But still 6 markets left.
Yep.
Yes.
And
And this week is National Farmers Market Week, but next week is rodeo, so the rodeo parade,
that's right.
go out to the parade, be there, then follow the last parade, float.
Follow it right to the market.
All the
yeah.
way to the farmer's market.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. So a lot of great things going on here in Rim Country, and yeah, it's you need to be out enjoying all of the festivities. That is for sure. All right. Well, we're going to get back to the music now, and hope you guys have a great rest of your Wednesday. But before we get going with the music, we're going to get a quick update from the National Weather Service. And then we'll be hearing from Buddy Holly, the Beatles, and more. But here you go. First, that update from the National Weather Service.